Good afternoon sa inyong lahat. Magandang hapon po. Saan man kayo dako ng mundo o ng Pilipinas, sana po you're all safe.
A free and independent information is at the heart of the global system itself. If we do not maintain the space for a free press, the world order of tomorrow will be biased, one-sided.
Anything political, you leave your bias at home.
Whatever degree of support you feel is appropriate, no? And I think if you feel that you can justify it to yourself and to the public, well, by all means, sige.
Or gusto nating erase yung safety awareness because of course, given with the current...
Ang wika ay hindi lang tungkol sa gramatika at linguistika. Ang wika ay ginagamit mo sa lahat ng sa lahat ng larangan.
Medyo successful yung pag-revise ng history basically through social media.
Cyber laws have been weaponized against us journalists, and my case would have been one.
We are an NGO with the goal to build up democracy and good governance.
Are we journalists trapped within our own echo chambers and are not connecting with the public?
Kailangan talaga labanan ng gusto yan. At kailangan talagang labanan ng magkakasama.
It's not just the individual who's under attack. It's actually the entire community.
Can journalists, can media organizations, can they take sides in political contests?
May listahan ng reporters and then classified na nila yan. Kakampi pa to, kalaban, neutral, may ganun.
Hindi naman sa print is dead. I would argue that print is not dead.
Napakalaga ng paghanap ng alternatibo rin para mailabas ang katotohanan.
Ang inyong pong pambansang pulisya kailanman hindi kaaway ng mamamayan, no?
Kailangan po natin ng suporta ng publiko, ang suporta ng karaniwang tao.
Papasalamat ako sa mga ganitong pagkakataon kasi pinagugutan namin ito ng lakas bilang mga nasa larangan ng sining.
I'm excited what are we going to do. For sure now sa akin, TikTok is not the only answer.
You have to be biased for certain things. Like for example, you have to be biased for subjects that are underrepresented. You have to be biased for those who have no voice.
Malaking bagay din yung fact that we have organizations who can help.
Keep pushing, the wall will fall.
Thanks everyone for joining us today and keep safe always. Till next time.
So I'm Joyce Pañares. I'm Seminar Director of the Philippine Press Institute. I'm also the news editor of Manila Standard. Mostly I moderate our fora, our roundtables, and also create modules for us whenever necessary. So this year we have a lot of topics for our roundtable, although mostly these are topics that involve the media, obviously, no, or concern the media. It was fun. It was fun moderating the RTD. And you also learn along the way. You learn a lot from the different speakers, even from our participants who come from various schools, from the academe, and sometimes even outside of academe.
I think the roundtable discussions are meant to give audiences, not just media practitioners, a view or various views of the pressing issues of the day, so that every month RTD falls on every third Wednesday of the month, right? So it actually talks a lot about a lot of things that concerns the media practitioners and wide audiences as well. I think it's also important to press upon our audiences that there are burning issues of the day that have something to do with their own decisions. You know, they wake up one morning and that realize that all these issues coming together and all these issues talked about amongst media practitioners are by and large an engagement, sort of an engagement with them, because I think at this point the Philippine Press Institute realized that we cannot keep things unto ourselves. So in that way, we're also expanding our audiences. We're not just talking to our journalists, we're not just talking to an echo chamber, but I think every now and then, depends on the topic or theme of the roundtable or RTD, we are talking to audiences, not just one particular audience.
I think one of the most memorable episodes for me, and it was also one of the most well attended, was the one with Ambet Ocampo on historical distortion and attacks on fact checkers, diba? Kasi it even spawned a public forum after due to popular demand from the audience, no? They really wanted to continue the discussion. So nakakatuwa yon kasi it means people are interested to know and to learn and how to fight back, most importantly, against historical distortion. We use the term historical distortion because obviously Ambit corrected us because initially we were using historical revisionism, and then he said, okay lang naman pala to revise if you find something to update the data. But what you have to fight back is historical distortionism.
2022 was a challenging year because it's also a year of the pandemic. While things are normalizing already or have normalized, the situation allowed already people to go out of their houses and do hybrid, for example, because imagine for the longest time since the pandemic, the Philippine Press Institute has been doing training programs, public forums, roundtable discussions, scholastic press outreach programs within the confines of the comforts of our homes, right? So we tried doing hybrid in June this year, and I think we're ready for it, and we're actually looking forward for more in-person or physical activities next year, but not, discounting the fact that we still have to do more online activities as well, because we thought that we have embraced actually that kind of normal, and we thought that it worked. It's working, and we have a captive audience online, and doing more activities next year is also one way of expanding the reach of the Philippine Press Institute. And we found out during the pandemic that there are audiences out there that have not been reached not just by the Institute, but by any other media organization. So we tried doing that, and as I said, we've already planted the seed, so to speak, and that doing more entails a lot of work. And we thank our audiences, we thank our partners, more importantly, our institutional partners and our participants, those in the Zoom rooms, and those watching us on Facebook as well, and our members, not just members of the Philippine Press Institute, but members of the media industry who have participated in our online activities or online events, and also our in-person activities in June last year. So 2023 will be an equally exciting year for all of us. And because I've often said this, that we have to recalibrate our work, not reinvent the wheel. But recalibrating means adjusting to realities, and at the same time also embracing new formats of storytelling as well. And I think also new formats or platforms for reaching outer audiences, and making our training programs and our activities, whether they're online or in person, more impactful. And that, I think, PPI has always been thinking of significant ways of doing our work more proactive and responsibly. That's important, and also doing what's best for the industry and for our country. That, I think, PPI serves an inspiration as well for other organizations to do more, not just for ourselves as media practitioners, but for the Filipino people.